What we are doing today is we are repairing a Polaris 800 pool cleaner, also known as a Polaris ATV. The reason we're doing this is we have one drive mechanism which makes the wheels function that is not operating properly, namely this one right here. You can go into the manufacturer's website and you can have a blow-up picture of what you're looking at or what you think you might need to be looking at. So if you pull something apart, not quite sure how it goes back together, this diagram may help you. Inside here, what we're looking at is, this is the drive mechanism that is malfunctioning. Okay, so what we're going to do to start with is we need to take this wheel hub off here so we can unscrew, there's a retaining collar on here, this little system, and pull it out. Okay, once we got the retaining clip loose, what we need to do is loosen, there's two Phillips head screws inside here that hold the wheel chassis assembly together. Okay, so right now what we're going to do, loosen the two Phillips screws up, not a whole lot, just a little bit. You'll get some play in the belt drive system. I'm going to slide it back just a little bit, get a little bit of slack on the belt. You just take your thumb and you can just roll it off of there. Okay. Once we've got the belt loose, we'll go ahead and finish taking these screws out so we can pull the wheel assembly out. And once again, be careful when you're lifting the parts out so the screws don't go awry on you. Okay. You'll notice a small Phillips screw here. What you do is going to remove that Phillips screw. In order to keep the system from counteracting on the other side, just lightly hold the other side there so you can twist the screw and break the system free. Okay, then what we're going to need to do is a small locking jaw right here on this mechanism. We're going to squeeze that down and we're going to turn it counterclockwise. Screwdriver's handy here. There we go. There's a small catch there, so if you pry it up and over, it works out. And there we go. Once you remove the retaining ring, the whole clutch assembly here just pulls off. It's all one self-contained unit. You can see how much slack is in there, which means this unit is defective. Mechanism replacement, part number 5-5040. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the whole new assembly. You see there's no play, no slack, it's nice and tight. So we're going to take this, it's hexagonal, we're going to line it, it only goes on one way, you just kind of rotate it on, slide it back down into position. That pretty much gets it there. We're going to take our retaining ring, take the small jaw that's going to catch up here later on. What we're going to do is just kind of align it, make sure you're up over the two bosses or clear the two bosses here. Once we slid it down over the new clutch, we're just going to turn it counterclockwise until you hear a little click. It's locked into place. Okay, it's all reverse order here. We're going to put the screw back in to hold the drive mechanism in place, actually cause it to function. Same thing, just come over here on the other side, hold it a little bit while you start turning the screw in, a little bit of pressure. Come on, baby. Okay, you'll feel the screw start to grab a little bit. What happens is there's an active or a live shaft inside of here that if you push on one side, it's going to push out the other side. So you got to kind of restrain it on the other side and say just grip it a little bit. And as you're pushing in, it doesn't take a whole lot of pressure. We're on there, we're good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put our wheel hub assembly back on. I said be careful with the screws. These are those kind of things, once you lose them, you never find them. It takes you forever to get them in the mail. And here. A whole lot easier, just take the wheel off the sprocket there. Now the only thing you got to be careful of is when you're putting these screws and this assembly back together is do not over tighten the screws. We're going to take our wheel hub, slide it back on the sprocket. It only goes on one way. It's all hexagonal. What we're going to do is we're going to back up the wheel shaft here, and backing up prevents the shaft from traveling away from us as we put on the little retaining clip. So once we've got the clip in place, the shaft backed up, we're going to push on our little retaining clip, and they can be obstinate. There's a little tiny groove there that this retainer needs to catch on. Okay, and it feels like it's got it now. Take our little wheel hub back on, decorative. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the small belt, and we've looped it around this spoked sprocket here, or this ridged sprocket. Just lightly loop it over the drive mechanism with the clutch. If you just roll it a little bit, it'll walk itself right on. Tighten up our second screw. Like I said, we just want to snug it up. We want it real tight. Okay. Now that we've got it all back together, you can test it out. You can spin the wheels on the opposite side. You can see the wheels engaging with the clutch mechanism. It's spinning properly. You test this side. If you pull this, the other side should spin equally as well. So we've got positive action on both sides. Voila, we should be ready to go. One thing left to do now is stick it back in the pool, hook up the hose, take it for a test drive. And there you have it, Polaris 800 rebuild.